Hello and welcome back to my Tekkit tutorial. In this episode we will be looking at the logic for the two doors to make them open and close. But first, before we do that, let's add in the second door, because two doors are better than one.
Now the problem we have here, as you've probably gathered with this door, is the fact that I can't put the door here and build it, because I'd have to destroy the frame motors. Now, one way of getting around this would be to just build the doors, both the doors first, which I probably should have done. But if you haven't, don't worry, because what you can do is, as I've done here, is build the door away from where it's meant to be, quickly place it away from where you want the door, and then you can actually just extend. I've gone all the way through. You can extend it out one block. If I just get another piece of frame. So add another bit of frame here. Now if it's attached to the frame motor itself, it won't move the frame motor, because this face with the arrow on it is on the piece of frame. If it was on any other part of the motor, it would move the motor. So then what you can do is simply activate this this motor. Let me just check I've got all the covers on. Yep, and yep. So that would be the dark red, which I'll activate with a lever. And what that should have done is push the door. Now, see, there's another problem. Okay, you're going to need to take this cover out so it's connected to that piece of frame. So let's try that again. Okay. Now here's another little lesson. They're all coming at once today. If there is something, i.e. this torch, in front of the frames and is not connected, it won't push it into it, so it won't move everything in front of it. It'll just stop. So if I take out this torch and then, third time lucky, do it, as you can see it's now moved into the correct position, and I can simply take that out and put that last one in. So now that door is in the right position. I'll quickly move it all the way to the front, so I'm going to need to use the dark blue wire, like so. I don't know how many, there we go. And then I'm going to want to use the red wire again, and that will just put it back where it should be. So there we go, that's the two doors in place there. Now comes the bit more tricky part. I'll just quickly repair the damage to the roof. Okay, and now we're going to look at doing the logic for the doors. I had to move this wire along one, because if I show you up here, I realised when the doors open, they would have hit the wire as it was coming down here, so I moved that along to the end. Right, now I've got a vague idea of how I'm going to do this. I've got everything I think I'm going to need prepared in this chest. A remote, because I've decided I'm doing this wirelessly, so you don't have to press any buttons. I've also got a screwdriver, a toggle latch, a timer, AND gate, repeater, NOT gate, null cell, a wireless receiver, and I've also got lots of different colours of wire. These three are the ones we used previously on the frame motors. These two I'm going to be using in the circuit to stop wires crossing over, and the normal red alloy wire and the bundle cables. So right, if I just pop all of this into there, right, okay, let's get started. Now to start with, we're going to want to place the wireless receiver. Now what this does is this will receive a message sent by the wireless remote, which is here. To look at the inside of the wireless remote, just shift and right click and it will bring up this, and you can change to any frequency you like. Let's put it at 10 and call it toggle, I've done it again, doors, and set the name for that. Okay, now if we go to here and right click on that, that will set the receiver to receive 10 toggle doors. If you also then right click on it, you get the same thing come up and it shows that it's on toggle doors. Now if you are to right click on the remote anywhere, you'll see it receives a redstone signal. Right, so now it gets a bit more complicated. So what I'm going to do is stop the rain. Is I'm going to build it and kind of try and walk you through it step by step. Yeah, okay, right, so let's get the screwdriver out. The screwdriver is really useful because you can, on this AND gate, which I've just placed here, you can change which inputs have to be on and off. Right, with this one, we're going to want this edge one to be off. Now, we're going to need some wires, so let's get out these two. Keep that one. Whereas I have to keep going back and forwards from the chest because I'm in creative, so I can't get to everything. Right, so now we're going to want to have a toggle latch here, and also in between that I believe we're going to have some wire, like so. So now when this is receives a signal, and then something else that we'll put in a second receives the signal, it'll send a pulse and change the toggle latch. Right, now the toggle latch itself has to send the signal back, and you'll realise why in a moment. So obviously that turns it. Now what this does is if you then proceed to send the signal again, it won't change the toggle latch again. If I change it and then you can't do it again, and that's really useful because obviously you need the doors to open fully and then you'd be able to click the same one for them to then close. Okay, so now we're going to want to, let's continue this on here. I've actually drawn out a little plan, so if I seem to be jumping back and forwards, it's because I'm trying to read my scruffy handwriting on what I've done. Okay, right, so another toggle here and some yellow wire. If I move the bundle cable and put this all the way along here, and that means we can join up to it at any point, of which we're going to do now. So let's just join up that. So now when this is activated, it will, or should, push the doors back one, which it has. So that's the first step. Right, now what we're going to need to do is add some timers onto this second toggle latch, and this is going to be for pulling the doors open. Now this one we need to set at 3 seconds, no, sorry, 3.5 seconds, and that should allow enough time for the doors to open. Now this one needs to be quite quick, so about 0.4 seconds, and that's so because every time the frame motor receives a redstone signal, it moves it 1 square, so we need it to constantly be sending a pulse. Now here we're going to want another bit of wire, and that will reset this toggle and stop this from going after the 3 seconds. Now in this spot we're going to want the cyan wire, and that will send the signal to the door to move from side to side. Let's just see if this works. Oh no. If you obviously hit the toggle latch with the screwdriver, it can turn the direction. Same as shift clicking on the AND gate to change what inputs are on or off. So if I manually click that one, there we go. And now, what's this? Now hopefully this will all work and the doors are open. Brilliant. Okay, so now we need to move on and make it so we can have the doors then close. So from this timer, we're going to want another toggle latch. We're going to use a lot of toggle latches. They're incredibly useful. Right, now on this toggle latch, we're going to want to put a piece of wire here. Actually, let's use the red alloy wire, as we're not touching anything. So, right, now this is going to want to go to an AND gate. And once again, I don't have that in. Where's the AND gate? There's the AND gate. And we're also going to want the screwdriver. So let's place down the AND gate. And oh, no, not that way around. Let's put it this way around, because we're going to need a signal coming from over here. Now, let's add this signal along here. That's right, there we go. So now we're also including the wireless receiver to the gate, and we're also going to need this one. Now we want this one to send a pulse to this when this is off, so we're going to need a NOT gate in that gap there. And you're also going to need the screwdriver. With the screwdriver you can change the outputs like so it doesn't connect to the other wires. I'm actually going to leave it normally because we do need a repeater in here with about 2 clicks, and that's just so that there's a delay to the AND gate. Okay, and now from this AND gate we want another piece of wire and another toggle latch, our best friends. I don't know how many we're going to use eventually, but there's going to be hundreds of things. It's not too big. I've tried to compress this as much as possible. It probably isn't the best way you could do it, but I tried my best and it works, so that's always useful. Right, so let's add this timer in here, and then this timer is going to reset the toggle latch here. Now this toggle latch is going to be connected to this one to reset that, and also is going to be connected to another timer. Now this timer is going to be the timer that closes the doors, and I believe the door closing colour is dark red here. So let's get the dark red cable out. And as you can see, this is spinning around ferociously and that's because it's got no redstone signal. If you put a redstone signal in the back of the timer, it'll stop it from spinning. So we will also need to add another NOT gate. Basically, NOT gates just reverse the signal in this space here, and that will stop the timer from going. It'll stop the doors from constantly. Sorry, it's not dark red. It's dark blue, isn't it? Because we want to pull the doors apart together even. Right, yeah, that will stop it constantly from going around. Right, so that's that dark blue one. Now we're nearly done.